The Brandon Peters Show may contain explicit language and detailed plot points. For more information on the show, stay tuned to the end of the episode. And now, here he is, Brandon.
Welcome back to the Brandon Peters Show, and what feels like a tradition now, the first episode where we talk about a film of the year, will be with my guest, the writer and star of the upcoming film, Bystanders, Jamie Alvey.
Hello, everybody. It's always great to be back, and we're always talking about blood and murder and everything here when I'm around.
For a low price. For a low price. That's what
Price. I mean, I'll talk about fake blood all day long. Maybe some real blood.
Excellent. We'll get into that. All right. So today, Jamie and I are going to talk about the 2001 film Series 7, sometimes seen as Series 7, The Contenders, but the damn film's name is Series 7. When it first came out, I got the DVD. The DVD I have is Series 7. First up, though, we're going to do something a little new here. This is year 4. We're going to try something new. At the top, 4K Blues Day. You know it from my YouTube channel. Used to be a segment here, but what I want to do is just highlight a couple announcements from Blu-ray that came out this week. Jamie, you can chime in if you know of anything about the films I'm going to mention. So let's just ahead of time. We're going to talk about our first announcement. Was the 19th, which was Tuesday. Lionsgate, under their Vestron video label, is going to release Catherine Bigelow's film Blue Steel, which stars Jamie Lee Curtis. And it's coming in their Vestron line, which is a cool line. So if you're into like Shout Factory stuff like that, this is kind of Lionsgate's version, but it's at a real good like budgeted cost. The restorations aren't great, but they only sell them for like $12 to $14 brand new. So
I love that they're doing that though, because that's really cool, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen Blue Steel?
I haven't. Now I'm gonna.
Okay.
I like Catherine Bigelow.
Yeah.
So I like Catherine Bigelow, and I love Jamie Lee Curtis. So.
Right. Yeah. So this is she's like a cop, and Clancy Brown's like her partner. And there's this guy Ron Silver plays in it. It's a cool movie. I really like this movie. I actually have I think I have it from Germany. I have a Blu-ray imported, but I definitely will want this. It's got commentary on it. It's from a film historian, nobody on the production. It's got an interview with the editor, another film historian kind of interview or something like that. It's got a production designer interview and a video essay by Chris O'Neill. It's got TV spots, trailer, vintage promo, still gallery. They've done it up. So that's Blue Steel, which will be available on November 14th. But you know what goes good with trick-or-treating, Jamie?
What?
Apparently Blue Beetle comes out on Halloween from DC and Warner Brothers. Yes, October 31st on 4K, Ultra HD, and Blu-ray and DVD. Blue Beetle from this summer, which was supposed to be an Max, the one to watch, Max movie to come out. No bonus features listed, or no, it's got a 4-part documentary, Generations Blue Beetle. It's got a Nana Knows Best featurette, which is the grandmother in it, and a 2-part featurette, Scarab Vision, which is talks about how his superpower works. So that's Blue Beetle. Did you see Blue Beetle?
I haven't seen it yet, but
it's fun.
I really like Cobra Kai, actually. So I'm excited to see that kid going places.
He's quite good. He's that movie. My thing was like I really liked the movie, but it was better when it wasn't doing superhero stuff. When it was all family and all that, it was like the most entertaining thing in the world. And then the superhero stuff, I just think the action in it didn't deliver like trailer moments or anything grand. But they were making a Max movie though. This got this wasn't like this was shot for television, and then you know what? Let's throw it in the theater.
But
So
it did really well for itself, though.
for what it was,
Yeah,
for low awareness and low
yeah.
sell, it's actually holding on okay. Like it's low numbers for a superhero movie, but it had good reviews, good word of mouth. It's fine. It's a fun movie. I like it.
But hey, and now at least the little kids that are gonna dress up as Blue Beetle can actually go purchase it on Halloween.
Halloween, put it in that trick or treat basket.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Blue Beetle. If you are wanting your Blu-ray 4K releases announced on this show and talked about or reviewed on my YouTube channel, you can shoot me an email at naptownnerd@blogspot or naptownnerd@gmail.com, and we'll talk. I'll let people know. So, all right, now Jamie, something big has happened in the past year with you, I think. And if people have been a listener of the show, they've kind of heard a journey happening that has come to
Yeah,
a destination of sorts.
we have. Anybody, if you remember from the very first time I was ever on here, I talked about my screenplay Bystanders, which has been my baby for years now. I started conceptualizing it in late 2016, and I had a first draft in the spring of 2017, and it's gone through several drafts. It was kind of me learning screenwriting and
Mhm.
how to put my skills as a writer and as an actress, really, and understanding that into writing form. And Bystanders exists now outside of my
Yeah.
head. So it's been really fun to finally see all the bloodshed happen in real time, and there's so
On
much
and off camera.
on and off camera. Like, yeah, there's just so much blood everywhere.
Mhm.
But no, everybody, our production designer was like, "Hey, I don't know if I've ever seen anyone get as excited to be put in fake blood as you are." And like, he's like, "I'm about it. I love it. I love it." And it was like one of the like when I was playing, because I figured I would wind up playing Claire.
Mhm.
Kill two birds with one stone and all that. And
And
I know
for people who haven't, they don't. I mean, I've read 2 drafts of the screenplay, but who is Claire in this movie? Like, can you give the rundown? So we've been talking about Bystanders
yeah.
multiple times in the show, but I don't know if we've ever just like said what the general idea is of it.
Okay, we could
That's
go.
bad on me to never like, because I'm like sitting here knowing I'm just like, this movie Jamie, and then people are like, okay, this movie Jamie talks about. Yep, yep, yep.
Yep,
So
that Jamie movie.
yeah, the Jamie movie, and it's not Halloween 4 or 5. So
No,
yes.
we but yeah, Bystanders, the simple premise log line is a group of murderous frat boys get more than they bargained for when they run into a couple coming home from a wedding. And that couple is Claire and Gray. Um and I play Claire,
Mhm.
uh also because I've been acting since I was 9. So it's like, hey, I know the character, I know everything. I might as well play Claire. Um, and I was like, I know it. It'll just be easier. It'll streamline a lot of stuff, and it did, which was good. It was one less body on set, and I have done so much. There's just so much limited space because indie filmmaking, we don't
Mhm.
have the big sets and anything, so that really did help. And uh Claire is I just think it's funny that you picked series 7 because
It was a happy accident.
it was a happy accident, because I watched this, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is extremely my kind of movie." But also you have a pregnant woman killing people, and I was laughing because you learn this is not a spoiler really. You learn this very early in the movie. Like scene 2, I think
Mhm.
now. Um Claire is pregnant. She's like 2 months pregnant. And she's not figured out quite how to tell Gray, and like obviously she's getting into some murdery stuff later, fighting for her life and all that, because these boys are awful, vicious people. And I was laughing. I was like, oh my gosh, you have pregnant lady in a situation that she shouldn't be in. I was like, was this an accident? And it's a very happy accent, but I was laughing. I was laughing so hard. I was like, yes. Because that's something that like really, really annoys me, is how people portray pregnant women in film, just women in general. But like pregnant women, they're like, I've noticed a lot of them get really sidelined in plots and stuff.
Right.
As active as I feel like they should be, because
Or they're at the service of another character.
yeah. And that's what I really liked about Dawn, was she's out there doing it. And so yeah, that was kind of my motivation behind Claire's pregnancy, was, she's pregnant.
Yeah, and I've told people that I've talked to about the like I've telling about this group. It's like it's a nasty little. Jamie's got a lot. She's let loose on this one. Like it's a nasty little movie, deservedly so.
Yeah.
Where it's at, but it does not hold back. It is mean. But yeah,
See,
pretty.
I was raised, my mother is a huge horror fan, and my dad is pretty much a cinephile. As people will be like, oh, your parents are very cultured, did they go to college? And I'm like, no. And they're like, okay, I how did you wind up this way? And I was like, there are cultured people from rural areas, thank you. But my father's basically a cinephile, so I was raised on lots of horror and lots of like these really interesting like independent foreign films and stuff. And it was my dad that introduced me to The Last House on the Left.
Yeah.
The original one. And that was a big inspiration for this, because I love Wes Craven, rest in peace, King. But that was a big inspiration, as well as just, I love when you watch a movie from like the 70s or the 80s and they were like, oh, this is an exploitation film back in the day, but it's actually saying something very interesting about society or stuff. So I kind of took some cues from exploitation films, as well, when it comes to like no holds barred social commentary and just like absolute, just out and out gross, gritty violence. And I was like, I feel like that is something that we could use a little more of in film. Like maybe we should return to a little bit to those,
people are they're so afraid of like depiction equals endorsement now because of the social media crowds and stuff. And I'm like, no, it's about you come up with fucked up shit in your head and you're like, wouldn't that be awful? And that's what they're saying. And people are like, you think is that a fantasy of yours is watching? No, it's not. It's
no, like some of the stuff that happens in Bystanders is actually my worst fears.
Right.
Is actually my worst fears. And like kind of like pulling a Shirley Jackson and taking the stuff that scares me and working with it.
Yeah.
Obviously they find Claire and Gray, or they find Abby, who is the young girl who these boys are hunting down, because there's that element there's some human hunting elements. They are just these horrible human beings. They date rape these girls and then hunt them. And Claire and Gray, it's an unlikely trio is formed. If you like that found family trope, you're gonna love them. Because here's the thing, I love gore and gritty violence and like very bleak stuff, but I also love human connection, and you get a lot of that with Gray and Claire, but you also get a lot of that with Gray, Claire, and Abby, and they form this unlikely little trio of people, and it is actually really beautiful. And some of the moments, like, were difficult to shoot
Mm-hmm.
because of the emotional content of it. So I joke around a lot to try to help people feel more comfortable, and when things are really tough, that's hard sometimes. And there's a scene in there that I'm actually crying. It's
Mm-hmm.
not like it's me actually crying, and I tear up thinking about it because now I'm yawning too, so I fall apart thinking about it.
So
But
tired of talking about it.
no, I'm tired from grading. Oh gosh, I have a bunch of freshmen this
Mm.
semester. There's like 40 of them, and I'm like, oh no, that's so many papers to have to read and grade day in and day out. But yeah, like, it's really raw, and it was so wonderful to be in that vulnerable space and participate in that.
Right.
Also have just balls to the wall, violent, gory,
Mm-hmm.
horrificness happening too. So you get a lot of emotional extremes in this. And
Gotcha.
it's something that we explore some very difficult questions and eh, about rape culture and toxic masculinity and what it means to just basically be a person in a society that is so chained to those gross systems, and how um they're perpetuated. And it's it's one of those things that it's going to be a difficult watch. There's by no means I'll be the first person to tell you this is not a movie that's going to be for everybody,
Right.
but it's a movie that I think is for somebody out there. And if I can make one person feel a little less alone, a little less afraid, a
Mm-hmm.
little less, like they are alone in this world, if I can make you feel seen through Bystanders, then I've done my job, because I understand what it's like to feel like you don't belong, or you're too broken to matter, or like the stuff that's happened to you is just something that's tainted you beyond belief.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of my own experience with PTSD kind of went into Claire and Gray. And then you see Abby starting to grapple with the fact that she knows that this is some stuff that's going to haunt her for the rest of her life. And you see kind of Claire start giving her the support that she so desperately needs. And I really loved exploring Claire and Abby's bond with one another, because it's so important to me, because Claire's not that much older than Abby. She's maybe like
Mm-hmm.
years older than Abby at that point. Like uh, 10, 11 years older than her, but she's old enough that she's kind of got more vantage point.
Right.
She lived a longer, she's lived a bit longer. And you kind of see them start to bond in this very wonderful sisterly maternal way. Like, she's like I'm gonna take care of you.
Yeah.
And that is so important. And Claire and Gray, they are some of my favorite characters I've ever written, and they have this wonderful bond that is very tender. And I'm very interested in the dichotomy of that tenderness
Mm-hmm.
between these characters and violence. And
Gotcha.
I that was something that I deeply wanted to explore, and it's something that I think I'm continuing to explore in other um of my other like writing projects and stuff. But that's something that I thought was important, because the world's a lot like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because we live in a
Oh,
society.
there you go. There you go. Oh,
We live in a society where we have people that are capable of such wonderful tenderness and love and stuff, but there's also a lot of violence and a lot of nastiness, and sometimes there are people that both exist in. So we have a lot of duality going on. So human nature and human duality and kind of masks and stuff, we play with that. And I'm trying so hard not to give, oh, excuse me, I'm just gonna yawn forever now. I'm trying so hard not to give anything away, but like hopefully when everybody finally gets to see it, we can dig deeper into the thematic.
is there a goal target date for it is there a distribution yet, or
It comes
well,
with distro attached to it. But we're not sure where it's gonna land with it's probably gonna wind up streaming somewhere. So I'm hoping somewhere good where
mhm.
a lot of people will see it, because it's like, let me share the fruits of my fucked up brain with you. Uh, let me share the fruits of my let me share the fruits of my fucked up brain with y'all and everybody else who, joined in on this. I'm like, you know what? Y'all are as fucked up as I am for wanting to make this. Let's go. Um, so that was fun. Just people that were like, yeah, fake blood. Yeah, this practical, all the effects are practical, by the way.
There you go.
Say that practical effects, man. And I lived for that, but it should sometime next year.
Okay.
I've not been told a date yet or anything. I'm kind of waiting to hear some stuff. You know how post production is weird.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, hey, it's there, and I'm just sitting here, and I'm not really good at sitting and waiting, because I want to do 50 billion things and
Yeah.
like
I hear you.
actually get in there. And that, I guess that says a lot about me, like as like somebody that is in the filmmaking realm, is I'm like, yeah, let's get in and do it. And before you know it, you're covered in blood in a bridesmaid's dress in the middle of the woods in Kentucky.
There you go.
And that was pretty much my summer. I've joked a lot
Mhm.
about it. I said, yeah, I spent my summer in the woods covered in blood. Yeah, my friend Leslie has been calling it fake pregnancy summer camp, because
Oh,
we lived on set at the cabin, and it was kind of like summer camp,
there you go.
but it's fake pregnancy summer camp because Claire's in a family way. So
Right. There you go.
so she said, fake pregnancy summer camp, and I'm like, shit, I'm gonna start calling it fake pregnancy
So
summer camp.
how many weeks in the summer was it that you were shooting? Was it the entirety of?
Okay. We had a week of pre-production,
Okay.
and then we had 2 weeks of shoot, and this was in July.
Okay.
We got there oh no, the 10th
Okay.
I think the 10th of July, and like I did not leave till like almost the 1st of August.
Okay.
And then I had to go teach. And then I had to like 2 weeks, and I had to go back and like teach college.
There you go.
So yeah, and it's like you're coming back from one extreme to another. And it was very interesting to tell my students that I made a gory rape revenge film from my own screenplay with a bunch of people that were equally eager
Mm-hmm.
for a rape revenge film.
Right.
But that's the thing, like I'm thankful that I have a lot of supportive, like even the students, but like supportive like coworkers and stuff. They're
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, take on the patriarchy, take on toxic masculinity, take on rape culture. Because they're like, yeah, this is gory and violent, but like she's really knows what she's doing with her
Mm-hmm.
themes. And I'm like, you know what? Thank God y'all have like my like y'all understand me, and you get what I'm doing here. You get
Right.
it's but like, yeah, coming back and like, I was like, hey, you want to see picture me covered in blood? And everybody's like, yeah,
Yeah.
fake blood. But like it's been weird. It's been really weird, but like not in a bad way.
Yeah.
But like it's nice to have those spaces and everything where you can go do your that's one thing I like about teaching
Hmm.
is that you have your summer that you can go do your creative thing and then you can come back.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true. That's what I'm trying to like. My previous episode about the podcast, it was talking about how a lot of us like like we do cool stuff, but we're still like working. We're still like doing normal. So like, and I said that most of those people that you see online or I write for a variety. I'm like, yeah, a couple
I
times,
know.
and you're not making your living off of that. Like, there are some people that are, but most of the people that you like on X, so stupid, or Instagram or wherever, or writing bylines at places, that's not their living. It's like it's their passion giving them some change in their pocket. But like,
Yep.
there's even people making films here. Like
Yeah.
it's not their like they'd love it to be, but it's just not. We don't live in a world where everybody, because those things you're able to do them easier than it would have been decades ago.
Yeah.
It's not what we're doing. Like, it's hard to, and you got to hustle, you got to love it, passion, and then people freak out because they're like, "Wait, you have time to do that?" Yeah, I fucking have time because I love doing it. Like,
I will make time to do it because
yeah.
that's the thing. I was talking to my mom about this.
Mhm.
I was like, you have to make time to do it. And sometimes that's difficult because like I get fatigued, obviously.
Yeah, there you go.
I get fatigued. This is the day job, just the exhaustion and everything. Oh, Poppy.
There's a Poppy.
Yeah, her nail was hung in her car.
Mhm.
Sorry, buddy.
How did it feel when that press release went out with the pictures and stuff?
Cried.
What'd you say?
I cried.
I thought you said pride. I was like, okay, there you go.
Yeah,
You said cry.
cried, but I also cried
There
because
you go.
I'm a wiener and I'll
Hmm.
cry. I cry about everything. Sad, cry. Happy, cry. Angry, cry.
Because
So
that went around to where was the first place that reported it? Was it
Dread Central.
Dread
Dread
Central? And then like Bloody Disgusting picked it up and like all the um. So, but next you'll have like a trailer, right? So
I hope
you
I'm
gonna cry again with the trailer and
yeah,
even worse.
yeah, probably even
There
worse.
you go. There we
Because
go.
I won't lie, I've cried in the weeks after because
Hmm.
it's been emotional for me because these characters have been with me for so long and just kind of seeing them come. It's kind of like a weird mourning kind of
Hmm.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's just like honestly, I was like, I didn't think I would ever see this day, and then
It happened. It felt it felt fast. Yeah, as many years as you spent, it like, yeah. I mean, when you were told me off air a year ago that something's gonna happen with us.
like I think,
Like,
yeah, I thought
I was like, all right, cool. And I told a couple people, I was like, I think that bystanders thing, Jamie, that's off a show. I think sounds like it's gonna happen.
and it has, and like now I'm just sitting crying all the time about fucking Claire. Having to say goodbye to Claire was hard. It was
Yeah.
difficult. And now it's just like kind of mourning that, but also kind of really happy that I get to share her and all of them with you all. And
I
like,
hope she gets to become like a Blu-ray or something on your shelf. So I know you're going probably streaming, but
yeah, it's like I made sure that we were getting physical,
mhm.
because that's something that's really stupidly important to me. Um, I love physical media and I needed.
I'm kind of crew person on a place that does have a film festival that shows things. So
They're gonna pitch
pr-
it.
pr-
They're gonna pitch it to festivals, from
well,
what I
there's
understand.
a film festival that's up. That's the big all the rage up and coming at the place called PopCon that happens. So
just bring bystanders everywhere. Just have
With
bystanders.
awards, it has awards and stuff, so you could become an award-winning film through that.
Yes.
If you, yeah.
I would hell, if we win awards for I'm gonna cry again.
There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
cry. I'm
There you
just
go.
gonna cry.
There you go. There you go.
I'm
So,
I'm so proud of it. I'm proud of everybody. And it's just, yeah, it's
yeah.
it's
Well, I
culmination.
I know a lot of people that know that we all know you through like podcasting and like online and stuff. Like, I'm very, very, very tickled and happy for you about this. Like
And
when I said on the episode a couple weeks ago with Sabina Graves and I said I was having you on, we're gonna talk bystanders, and she got like visibly like excited for you about that. And I know like Molly Henry's very excited for you about that. So like, and a lot of others as well. So we're very, very excited to see that it's just done. We don't even need to see it. We will, but
yeah,
the fact that it happened is like, we're very, very happy for you with that. That's exciting.
and I love you all so much. Like I'm just trying. I was on set trying not like sometimes I had to go by myself and
Well, yeah,
cry.
because like, this is really happening. You know, like that's yeah.
I have, and poor Callie Kirk, who is like been my rock from day one. She's like my kid sister. She plays
Mhm.
Brie. She did my hair and makeup. She made me look so flawless for somebody that was covered in blood. And like
Mhm.
I'd be in a room with her and I'd just start bawling. She'd be like, "Oh, Jamie, no." And there I go. I was like, "No, it's not a bad cry. It's a happy cry."
Blood, sweat, and tears. Yes.
Yeah, because I've just been like, and then sometimes I wanted to cry and I couldn't really cry because I'm on so much allergy medication right now that like sometimes it's like I want to cry and I'm tearing up, but it's not coming. But yeah, there's a lot, and that's the thing. I'm an emotional person. I always put myself 100% into everything I do, and I love just throwing myself into things and just giving it my all. And people are probably like, "Oh my God, calm down. You don't need to be this much." And I'm like, I don't know how to be anything else. I love what I do and I'm so passionate about it. And I said, bystanders, even I was like, it's one of those things. I know it's mine. I know I'm biased, but I love it.
There you
And
go.
I
As
love
you should.
I love seeing people love what they do and stuff.
Mhm.
And that's probably why I love Mike Flanagan so much. Is
There you go.
he always seems like he's so happy to be like, yeah, this is my thing, and I'm so proud of us all. And I was like, I understand that. I understand that completely.
Mhm.
And just the love I have for it is something that has sustained me over the years when we didn't know what the hell was happening.
Mhm.
And it's it's been something that a lot of love brought us here, and like I love having people to share that with,
There you
and
go.
people that understood that and loved that project as much as I do, and people that really love it, like the crew and the cast and stuff. It's been it's been good.
Been a ride.
Yeah, it's been a ride. Everything's a ride. Like
Mhm.
everything's emotional and weird, and like yeah, like having PTSD and doing anything is
Mhm.
scary in and of itself, but I'll say it's worth it because doing the scary stuff is worth it. Because I was like, I'm terrified to do this. Like the urge to self-sabotage sometimes
Right.
just because
Yeah,
you're
I get you.
afraid of stuff going wrong or getting hurt or something is that always at an all-time high. And I was like, I'm not self-sabotaging. um,
Mhm.
doing this. This is what I've always wanted. This is it. This is what I'm supposed to do. And I had like never felt so sure of myself in my life.
Mhm.
And like playing Claire, like I was in my element. my anxiety was so like I was calm playing Claire, which is funny. It's the in between when I would go to my room and cry where I was a mess, but like when I was actually on set playing Claire, oh my God, like I was calm. Like I
Mhm.
was I'd
Yeah.
never I'd never felt more confident in my life. And I was like, geez, like who am I? Right.
Right.
Like I felt like I was more the person that I should be all the time. And I'm like, what the hell? So I mean, I kind of like can credit Claire to like getting a little bit of my confidence back that
There
I
you
thought
go.
I lost like over the years to like, just life and everything. And like I just and like saying goodbye to her, that was emotional.
Yeah, I bet. I bet it was a character on the page that you had with you for so many years too, and probably in your head before that. So,
Yeah, she's been with me a long time, and to play her, it was an honor.
mhm.
An honor to see her through to the very bloody end of it, literally and figuratively. Like she's
Right.
and like that's the thing. I'm gonna carry them with me forever because it's like as I've said, I was like, they're my babies. They're my
Yep.
babies.
Now they're
And
captured on digital.
they
I was
all
gonna say celluloid, but nope, they were digital.
I remember the cards and stuff. I was like, though I think filming on film would be interesting at
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
point. Like I'm not there yet. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's too much money for me.
Um, I want to point out too, interesting circumstance this week. So I'm doing a lot of research here for Out Now with Aaron and Abe's Halloween or their horror specials that run this month, and we're doing
Yeah.
global horror. Trust me, this relates. Um, and so it's on Monday. It's Monday or Tuesday. It's one of these days. Or no, wait, it was like Tuesday, I think. Yeah, I watched this movie, and it's from South Korea, and it's a movie I've been dying to see for a long time because um the synopsis gripped me, and it had actress in it named Yeonjun Kim, who I was big on back in the day. She was on Lost, if you remember.
Oh yeah.
Yeonjun Kim. There's a movie because she was big in South Korea, and the people on Lost liked her and brought her over to America to be on Lost. And there's this movie. It was called Diary of June, and you couldn't find it on DVD back in the '00s. And apparently, it did get one later after I kind of lost track of it. And I was like, during this special, I'm like, I'm gonna go back and get Diary of June. Can't find it. Can't find it. There's a Blu-ray overseas. There's not gonna be time to get it. It's not streaming anywhere, of course. Found it. Digging. Title card that came up was an alternate title, Bystanders. That's what it was.
What the I love that.
Yeah, it's called, and it made sense with the film. I
Yeah.
won't. You have to watch the film to understand. Like you have to. It comes into what the turn is, but of the film. But Diary of June's a good title too. It makes sense with. It makes sense of. It's more so less based on what the reveal is as opposed to what it is. But it was all right. It was years of hype for me in my head.
Yeah.
It was hard to best up, but I thought it was really funny. It was called Bystanders on the cut I watched.
You just watch that and you just like, huh? Just have that
Nothing like what you got going on, but I mean, maybe there's some similarities, but yeah,
it's like
this is more of a movie in the vein of like a Seven, Silence of the Lambs type thing. But
so
yeah,
it's more low key and less, like there's just so much blood
right, right,
I had fake blood on me for days.
yeah.
Like we had the
Do you like wake up in the middle of the night and put some on you and then go back to sleep? Be like,
no, it was
I
off
feel
like
comfortable.
we had like the fancy like the good expensive
Uh huh.
makeup blood and it didn't like come off all the way. So I
Okay.
had blood on me constantly just about.
Jeez.
And what made it worse was sometimes when we had to shoot like an earlier scene, there we go. I had to exfoliate it off of me.
Mm.
We were all trying to get the blood off of every one of us. It's like you had like I was in there getting blood off me, and you'd have some of the boys like stick their head in. It's like, hey, you got any micellar water? And then and it's like, yes, we do. Because all the ladies, we came prepared. We
Gotcha.
came prepared for that kind of stuff. Makeup, fake blood, we can get it off of you.
There you go.
We came prepared, but yeah, it's like, what do you mean there's not fake blood all over everything?
Gotcha.
It's like people are gonna be like, what is this movie about? And it's like, I'm gonna be as vague as possible, other than, like about the plot points and the kills and everything in it, and like
Gotcha.
what happens to us. Because it's something, this is one of those movies that you want to know the again, like the basics, like these frat boys are date raping and hunting these young girls, and they're awful people, and then Claire and Gray kind of get roped into it accidentally. um and of course I want people to know the basics of it going in, because it is deeply triggering content, and
Right.
I don't want people coming into that not knowing, because
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm not one of those people that I'm like, yeah, just go in completely blind. Like, don't go in completely blind. Um, but go in knowing as little as possible on
Mm-hmm.
that, because there is, and then we'll have a discussion later. Everybody. Because I want to talk about it. I want to talk about how we have all these themes about justice. What is justice? Is justice something that's even attainable? Retribution, uh, revenge not completely absolving a person of their trauma, because it's not. And
Right.
that's so there's a big discussion to be had when this movie drops. And there's also the discussion of what our society does to men, because here's the thing: men that don't, because Gray's character doesn't he doesn't fall in line with the patriarchal standard of what a man should be. So he's
Mm-hmm.
victimized by toxic masculinity via his own father. So there's some interesting discussions about gender and society at play, stuff that I very carefully kind of wanted to craft over the years. And it's fine. It was wild to see some of it happening in real time, because I was like, what the hell? This is like, this was in my head like 2
Right.
hours ago. This just existed in my head, and now here we
People
are.
are living it out in front of me.
We
And
are
yeah.
living it out. We are covered in fake blood. People are being drug across the forest floor. I'm crawling across. It's
Mm-hmm.
wild. It's wild, and I don't want to do like, that's the thing. I was like, dang, don't I want to do more of this. I want to do more of this. And I hope that we all of us that joined in on Bystanders get to have more awesome opportunities. But I was like, I hope we all get to do more of this, and I hope that I get to do more of it, and that everyone else gets to do more of it, because I met so many great people. And I was like, damn, like I can't wait. I can't wait. I
All
was like,
righty.
yeah.
Well,
I
many
like
of us are very excited to see it too. We can't wait to see what it
yeah.
is as well.
I sound like just a blubbering mess, but like I have so many just stupidly
Gotcha.
just complex, overwhelming, overflowing feelings. And yeah, it's just it's been something I have. Oh, and like we have the shot, because Emily found my friend Emily, who everybody is aware of. She the poster she made for the screenplay when we were just entering it in festivals and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, we have a shot that looks almost exactly like that poster.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And I took a picture of the monitor and I sent it to Emily, and like it was crazy emotional
Mhm.
because Emily had sent me like earlier, like that day where it had been 3 years since she had made that day. And
Yeah. Oh,
that night
wow.
we shot that. And I said
Dang.
to her, and I said, Emily, it's real. It's real.
Really? Yeah.
And like
All right.
it's real. And it was so great to be able to share that with her because like she's been on board since I was just she went back and found some of the messages where I had first told her about Claire and Gray and like the idea of bystanders and everything that it became. And she was showing me that. And like here I am just we just kind of she went and found that and she sent those to me and she was like, "Hey, I found where now I'm just rubbing my eyes with a napkin." That's all. Emily's like, "Hey, here's a napkin." And she sent those to me and just we've come so far. We've come so far and everybody that has believed in this and found joy in it way before we were rolling in the fake blood.
There you go.
I'm so thankful to everybody and thank you, Brandon. I was getting emotional earlier because I was like, you were one of the first people to kind of take some interest in it and ask. I'm like, it's so great to just be sitting here just halfway just crying and
Wearing the hoodie. Wearing the hoodie.
in my hoodie that Emily designed these. Emily designed yeah, and I bought this when we got greenlit.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it still has to come out. We still can talk more then when it arrives as well.
I'm gonna be talking about it till the day I die, and
All right.
hopefully in the future we'll have more stuff to like happy cry over.
Maybe you can make it a prequel Bystander.
My dad, don't you say that, Brandon, because my dad was like, Jamie, I want a prequel. And I'm like, Dad. He's like, I want a prequel. And I'm like, Daddy, Father.
And then you make a third one, another Bystander. I don't know. I could come up with those all day. But all right.
Bystander.
Huh?
Bystander.
2x2 you got to. Bystander Tokyo Drift, Get it going. Get it going.
And then they have the baby though, so there's a car seat in the back. Well, they're doing the Tokyo Drift, yeah. No, the baby's doing
Look who's Bystander now, or something. Who's Bystander too?
God, I love it. God, I love it.
Oh, The Bystander. That's the reboot. The Bystanders. You put the in there. It's like, oh, this is the reboot. So
it is the reboot. Like
all right. Well, you ready to move on to series 7 to talk about a movie that's not yours? And we'll
that has a lot in common with mine in a weird way.
Yeah.
I loved it though. I loved it.
Okay, so series 7.
Everyone gets a number at birth. Your number comes up. They know where you live. They come in the night.
We're here to help you.
Bearing gifts.
You can't do this.
Now all you have to do is stay alive.
It's kill or be killed.
I'm going to win.
Meet the contenders. Dawn, Jeff, Connie, Lindsay, Tony, Franklin.
Just watch your back, because Tony's coming.
One will win.
I'm a survivor.
The rest will die.
What happened?
Series 7.
Just thought I'd look these people up, psych them out.
The highest rated series in television history.
I hate you!
Just got too big for your living room.
There's a bomb in your house and it's gonna blow in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
They're real people.
I'm gonna get you, Connie!
In real danger. in a fight for their lives.
Can you shut that off, please?
There's not enough light.
Yeah, well, why don't you go first then? All right, now I can't see anything.
It's too hot for TV,
Innocent people are gonna get hurt here.
and it's coming to a theater near you.
That means you assholes! Oh my God, they're here! Let them in! Please let them in!
Series 7.
The game is real.
I saw you on TV. I love you.
Which I refuse to call Series 7 The Contenders, because I know it is just Series 7. The Contenders stuff is part of the movie. Yes, folks, I know, but as a movie title, it was always Series 7 to me. So, directed and written by Daniel Minahan, starring Brooke Smith, Glenn Fitzgerald, Mary Louise Burke, Merritt Weaver, Michael Kachek, Donna Hanover, and if you get all the way to the end, you get to see Will Arnett after hearing him the whole movie and going, hey, that's Will Arnett. Is that Will Arnett? It might not be Will Arnett. It's Will Arnett.
I was sitting there listening, and I was like, "Is that fucking Will Arnett?" And then I go Google, and I'm like, "That's fucking."
A
Will.
little baby face Will Arnett shows up. So a reality TV program selects people at random to kill one another for fame and their freedom. So this movie, I first took note about it because the trailer on the DVD. So there's USA Films, which I don't think it exists anymore. Like remember the TV network USA. They tried to get in the film game, independent film game, like around the time I think Miramax became really big, and all these like Fox Searchlight, all these places. The movie Traffic, the Steven Soderbergh movie, was one of their films. I rented that on DVD or VHS, and the trailer for this was on there, and I was like, "What the hell is this? This is wild." And then at a video store I rented it, I saw it. I'm like, "That's that weird, like, I don't know what this is. The pregnant woman shooting people at the convenience store movie. Like, I'm gonna see that." I fell in love with this movie instantly. Like, I was like, "This is amazing. This is oddly enough, both perfect of its time and ahead of its time, because this movie, the concept and shooting in this movie predates the phenomenon of Survivor and other things. It's insane because you feel like it's a reaction to Survivor, and it's also talking about other things. Reality would boom in the OOs big time. But the fact it's just strange. It's one of those strange things, like Wag the Dog. That movie was made before the Monica Lewinsky scandal, but it looks like a reaction or being informed by it.
It's like there's some stuff that's just so weirdly prescient.
Mm-hmm.
And like I love talking about stuff like this in lit classes because I'm like, it almost seems prophetic.
Mm-hmm.
But there are people that are so good at reading people and reading social trends that like Octavia Butler was one of those people too. Like some of her books like read like it's in reaction to what's happening today.
Right.
And that really did, because I was like, oh my God, like I like if somebody had told me it was like if I had no idea who Merritt Weaver was and what she looks now, and everything, like if you had told me like this was made like right now, I'd believe you. I believe it's like the commentary was on point, and it aged like
it still works. Like I mean, they don't have our technology, but you can take it as a period piece. It works. The guy, so Daniel Minahan, he pitched this as a TV series, is what he wanted. So at Sundance, there's apparently a program where you get a like, what do they call it? I got it. Hold on. It is called the Director's Lab, and it's where they get to like take a script and shoot scenes from it over the weekend at Sundance with people. And he did that with this one and had Brooke Smith, because I think she was attached to it from writing with him. But it just had it's different scenes from me. But John Slattery's in it. The one, like a young John Slattery. He plays Jeff's husband. So Jeff's like full on gay in the director's lab one where they just shoot scenes is what they do. Just kind of visualize them and maybe sell them to somebody at Sundance.
Yeah.
And Tim Guinea, who you've seen probably in some things, he plays Jeff in it. And they did stuff like a hospital scene. They did a call in the kill scene. They have a scene that so Brooke Smith in one of the scenes goes to kill someone in the hospital, which I think is supposed to be Tony. And something happens, she can't do it, and the cameraman does it, and then they reshoot it to make it look like, so they show kind of the fakery of the reality show. But that's something that didn't make it into the final script and cut here. So he shot that. People were interested, but they kept telling him can we make this kind of like Ally McBeal? And they started wanting to soften things up. And he's like, if I want to make this my way, I gotta just do it my own. And that's what happened here. And I mean, you see these people, but at the time, Brooke Smith's the only person that would be of some stature, but because she was in Silence of the Lambs, but she wasn't quite Brooke Smith. I'm on Grey's Anatomy, I'm on this show type Brooke Smith. She was still she's a big get for an indie film, and she'll take it's for a lead role. She'll probably I'll do it for free,
Too.
And she kills it too here. So then this became this indie film that I found out about, and I have preached on for a long time. And I always get curious to see if it's streaming. It's never streaming. It's never talked about. So this one would actually classify, I think, turn of the century as a true cult classic. I know cult classics are weird nowadays because we're so aware of everything, but this one doesn't come up enough.
Oh yeah. I had never heard of it. And when I watched it, I was like, why the fuck have I never heard of this? I loved it. I was texting Emily while I was watching it. I was like, oh my God, this is the most me. This is a very me movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah.
It's wild because it's darkly comedic. It's funny. The drama's engaging. The character's good. It's technically amazing for how low budget this probably was. And he's like, I'll just shoot on video because that'll look like a reality show.
It looks it looks good. It looks like how it should look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I bought the reality show element of it. 100%. It was just the confessionals and the top and
this is before that whole Christopher Guest type thing becomes a reality with The Office and Parks and Recreation and Modern Family, and we're still doing it with What We Do in the Shadows. Because Christopher Guest, he made he was in Spinal Tap, but then he goes on to make Waiting for Guffman, Best in Show, all those Mighty Wind, and then that translates TV takes that from it and makes these fake documentary comedies. This is before that. This is getting shot, I think around 99 is when they shot this. And that's just not, so this would be a hard Christopher Guest movie at the time. This is something like that, but taking it to a next level, making it it's not a documentary, it's not just a fake documentary. It's you're watching a marathon of a season of television as a movie. And
they really sold that element perfectly because it just one of my favorite things about it was them teasing the what's net will
yeah
an actual cheesy reality show thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I loved it. And one of those it really hit that kind of early aughts nostalgia thing.
Yeah
There, but in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
And still just the fact that this is not a more recent thing though, because it feels like it's in conversation with all this stuff, but it's no, it's it's predicting it.
Yeah,
it's predicting it. He really, because I looked up that he came up with the idea when he was producing television.
Yeah, the reality he was linked to reality television in the 90s, so it's a different world of it at the time.
So he's just right in the hotbed of it, and he's just kind of seeing it oh, this is where I think this trend's gonna go.
I mean, he's probably informed by the road rules in real world at the time.
Yeah.
Not Survivor, not
Oh.
The Hills. Like, yeah.
It's just, and it's brilliant. And honestly, God, like, this is one of those movies that's like, somebody like put this out on like a steel book, like a really nice Blu-ray edition.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, that's what I would love. I just remember I was at a horror hound convention one time. It's where I met I was meeting to talk with Audrey Lane, who's been on the show here before. At first time I met her, but I was standing there waiting, and Brooke Smith was at this one, and I was like, I didn't want to bug her, and I didn't want to be like, go up and like, you want a picture or what? But like, I wanted to be like, can I tell you about Series 7 and how that's like the great? Because I don't know if anybody goes to tell her about that. And because she's brilliant here, like she is incredible. Like it's so good. It carries the movie. It's the heart of the movie, and it's incredible.
Her character, like, I instantly loved her character. Like, she is bizarre, but she's so believable, and she's so freaking human too.
Well, so she's put through a lot. So let's do this. I'm gonna start. Okay, so this movie's concept is there's a lottery system, and it picks 7. Was it 6 or 7 people? Okay, wait. Well, hold on. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people. There's a returning champion, which is Dawn. But it picks 6 people in a random town. They're given a handgun, and they gotta kill each other, like till there's 1 left, and that person moves on to the next season of the show.
Like, it's like Shirley Jackson, but for the Hunger Games set,
Yes.
in a weird way.
Right.
It's the lottery.
It's the lottery. Yeah, exactly. The classic concept. So Dawn is our lead, and she is the returning champion from seasons 5 and 6. What we're watching is series 7. Oh, the title, right?
Yep.
The show is called The Contenders. We're watching the series 7 of The Contenders. And she is pregnant, and and the way she carries herself, like just tired, having to like all this stuff, and then they drop her in this one. So if she wins this one, she's done. She doesn't have to play anymore. Like if she wins, but they drop her in her hometown, and that's shitty. But they're like drama, where she's gonna have to revisit her mother, or that she ran away from home, like estranged, her brother and sister, seeing her old town. And then there's another contender there named Jeff, who is an artist who's married and dying of testicular cancer, which is funny because they show these diagrams and stuff of TikTok. It's so funny.
Yeah, and
they show the fingers dipping in the balls.
And his paintings kill me too.
Yeah, and he's like this peace-loving guy, but all he watches is like action, like violent movies.
Yeah.
But there's this mystery of like Dawn's like stalking him around. There's something weird about it, but you find out that Jeff and Dawn were high school lovers, and they she got pregnant, had an abortion back then, and then he left her and said he thinks he might be gay or something like that. I like the way she delivers that. She's like, he said he might be gay.
That whole part, and then it goes to him, and they're like, "Do you want to comment on this?" He's trying to comedy gold.
Yeah,
comedy gold right there.
So there's Jeff, and Jeff's wife is just like it's like she knows she wasn't first choice of anything, and she's doing what she can. She wants to just be. She's probably a woman that just wanted to get married so bad that whatever she could rope in.
She really is like, there's always that sad woman from your hometown, and that was Gloria.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my God. Yeah, they really leaned into that hometown drama stuff.
Yeah, because it's like Connecticut, I think, is where it takes place. So yeah, Jeff's got this whole thing, and they had I love this is where I first ever heard Joy Division's "Love Will Tear Us Apart." I didn't know of the song till this movie, so I always tied it to this movie. And they made this like the silly goth Cure video for it that is amazing.
I loved it. I was like, you know what? that's good shit. I was,
Yeah.
I was watching it. I was like, I know that they're making fun of
It's on the nose stuff,
Yeah.
but it works so well. Like,
It's fun. It's so fun. And
yeah.
like him talking about their connection. Like it's so like purposely cheesy, but it comes
Mhm.
off so heartfelt though, in the weirdest way, because they're talking about their connection, like nobody else really understood us. And like
Mhm.
you really get that these were just two really lonely people that actually got each other. And it's kind of sad that they fell apart. And now
Mhm.
it's even sadder because he's dying, she's pregnant, and
Mhm.
then they have to kill each other.
Yeah.
It's so messed up because I was like, when I again text Emily, I was like, oh no, we have the love story element now. Because
Yep.
I love a good, weird love story
Yeah.
thrown in the middle of everything,
Well,
because
everything's against them. Yeah.
adds to the drama. It adds to the drama.
Well, they have different instances too where Jeff tries to like his wife tries to poison him to death, and the show is like and then when he decides he wants to live, but he's still dying, like what are you doing, dude? And yeah,
Yeah, like he's falling apart. Like
so we have other contenders too. Those are the main story, but we have Connie, who's a 57-year-old nurse, and she's a religious zealot,
oh
and
my
she is
god.
the ultimate foil to like she is ruthless in this, and funny in her own, like she's the one, like, enough with this nonsense, she just wants to get through with it, but plays by the rules and things, and can't kill a pregnant woman who's going into labor. That's
She's holding a gun on her, but she's like, well, I'll help you, but then you're dead. Like, and it's the funniest. It is like one of
Mhm.
the funniest performances, like just the way
and she's
she's
unhinged too. It's so good.
so unhinged. Like she has like these like absolutely dastardly machinations, and then it's just this cute little older woman.
Yep. Oh, I
There-
love she's smoking and like praying on the rosary at one point.
oh my god, and her confessions, and then
Oh,
her yes, and I had impure thoughts about that one television personality.
yep.
I'm losing it because she just, and it's played so straight. It is
Mhm.
so dryly and so perfectly that it killed me. It killed
Right. Okay, so then we also have Tony, who's a
me.
39-year-old married unemployed asbestos remover, and he looks like, this is crazy because this is before The Sopranos, and he looks like he's some knockoff Sopranos goon, and he's
Yeah.
not. Um
And it's, oh god, he stabbed himself in the back somehow. I'm like,
yeah,
what the
but he kidnaps his kid to try to like run away, get out of the game, because he's like all fired up, but then he's a coward at the end of the day. And we also have Franklin, who's a 72-year-old retired man, lives in a trailer park, which in deleted scenes we find out he foils up the inside of his trailer park, and is basically like very similar to Saul's brother in Better Call Saul, where he thinks he's got like that microwave like illness or whatever, and they cut those scenes. Then we have Lindsay, played by Merritt Weaver, 18-year-old student, which is crazy, which I always knew her from this, and like when she showed up and things like
Yeah,
but
because when she popped up, I was like, I know her. Because my mom watched Nurse Jackie like religiously and loved it.
and
And
she was on Walking Dead for a bit as well too.
yeah, I hated that. I hated when she died because like my parents, my mom loves her, and like she
Mhm.
was on the miniseries Godless. She was really good on that.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
she's great in it. And
Yeah.
like she's like one of those actors that like, yeah, she's not quite a household name, which
Yeah.
is stupid that she's not. But like you know that you're in good hands. You know this performance is gonna get like it's gonna be good.
And it's a good character too. Like I really like, as much as she doesn't have a lot, like it's a lot focused on like her parents pushing her to do this and rooting her on and being like,
I'm sorry, but them just the go.
go. and then getting mad at her for not killing him and like getting her stuff. And then I like my boyfriend gave half the money for my bulletproof vest. And then she sleeps with her boyfriend and like the dad comes in on them. And she's like, what? And she's like, she knows she realizes she has power at one point over everybody that's in her circle.
Yeah. So oh my God. Like, it is really honestly one of the funniest pictures of like the overbearing parent thing
Yeah.
that and so funny. So it should not be that funny, but it is funny. And like when she goes to the mall and she goes, I'm a contender.
Yeah.
And then they're like, go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. Cause she's carrying and they're like, I'm a contender. Oh yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. It's, oh gosh. And that mall sequence is a whole turn of events because it's a setup.
Oh yeah.
And everything.
And then you just kind of realize that like, yeah, Dawn's kind of ruthless and everything, but Dawn's like she's not a heartless piece of shit because she's like trying to warn Lindsay that she's getting ready to get clocked.
Yeah.
But it wasn't in time. And like you kind of start like you get so many facets of Dawn and like she just
I love her toying with other ones where she goes to Connie. Well, she tries to kill her. Never come outside. And then she taunts Tony, yelling at him like, hey, come in town, whatever.
For calling him and everything that killed me. Like she's like, I'm intimidating them, and then I'm going to kill them.
Yeah.
Like she's like, there's just some characters that I'm like, you are a perfect character. I had that moment watching. I was like, Dawn is perfect. Dawn is 100% perfect. This character, like, just chef's kiss.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the best way to. And again, her backstory is so freaking sad. Like when she goes and visits her mother and her sister, and it is so depressing. It's so sad because she wants them to take her baby in case something like happens to her. Yeah. Like she's like, it's a moment of humility for her, and they just completely are just still just hung up on the past and still don't give a shit. And it's just like, no wonder she has nothing to do with y'all. Like what's it?
Yeah.
It was just like, it's one of those moments that people would be like, I don't expect this from something this dark and satirical, but it was perfect.
Yeah.
And the little niece being like, I've seen you on television. I love you.
I've watched you kill people. I love you.
Kill people. I love you. I loved that. I love that so much because it's like, yeah, your sister's tried so hard to keep herself and her kids from you, but like, she didn't really expect it at the end. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Like, still idolizes the quote unquote fuck up aunt.
Right.
Yeah, still idolizes the fuck up aunt. And I'm like, ooh, that serves you right.
There you go. Oh.
But God, like, there's just there's so many good parts to this movie. Like the labor scene when Dawn goes
and Connie's like gotta help.
Yeah, and the baby's breech. It's like this movie runs on like the weirdest sector of chaos theory. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong, but in not the way you're expecting at all.
Yes. Yeah. I do love that when they kill somebody, they have to like call it in, and they have like Connie, and she's on a payphone, and she's got like hit 80 buttons, and I'm like, someone could knock her off as she's trying to call. You could get killed as you're trying to enter a kill in because it's so long to do. Which I get it, it's a joke, but still, it's really funny that they do that.
So dang funny. And like I really love the camera guys getting in the way of everything.
Oh yeah. Do you want to get shot? What do you do?
I was like, I wanted her to shoot him. That's what it was. I was like, go ahead, just do it at this point. Because and then her screaming at her own cameraman when she's in the hospital with Tony, just like, get him. Which again, that's another wonderfully human Dawn moment. Like, she's there comforting this woman. Like, you need to give her some space. She didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
Like, like Dawn just 100% just. I think she's.
Well, it's like the reality of the people. It's sad because there's people there filming and recording audio. Like, help. You know, like they just sit and observe, like they're not there. This is like my friend, my friend Sean Burris, who used to have he had a ghost hunting show, one of those ghost hunting shows on A&E, and he's going around, he's trying to show people the bullshit of them now, because he's like, they always try to make you think it's me and so and so and so and so, and then these two camera guys going in to check a haunted place. He's like, here's us. Here's who's all there, and it's like 30 people going into these like quiet haunted places that, like,
30 it's
yeah,
30 other people and a ghost.
Yep, and a ghost's gonna come out. But yeah, so that's kind of the thing with this too, if you think about it, as well. When she's going to labor and they're just like filming it, it's like, help, asshole.
Yeah, like and she has to hold open her her vagina, literally, like so the baby doesn't freaking die.
Mm-hmm.
And then there they are just filming it, and you're just like, do something.
Right.
Which I think that makes the one scene at the end a little bit sweeter when they turn on them.
Yeah, I love this finale. Like when they go to the football field, and the funniest thing is over the PA speakers they play "Love Will Tear Us Apart" because it comes down. Only Dawn and Jeff are left, and Jeff doesn't want to die. He's decided he doesn't want to die because he was supposed to let her kill him, and he decides he has a renewed sense of life with whatever he's got left, and so they then set this big at their high school football field, and they play "Love Will Tear Us Apart" from the video there.
And you can just imagine the messy producer.
Yep. This is what I wanted. Yes, they wanted it. They were hoping it would happen. Because a finale of Dawn versus Tony's not cool. Dawn versus Franklin, nope. It's this, and it was funny because now I think about the oldest person killed the youngest person in this. Because Franklin killed Lindsay. He's 72. She was 18. I'm like, that's funny. But then they turn on him and said, we're not doing this. And then they go take a movie theater hostage, which is funny because all the movie theater people start cheering about it. And they're like, if you don't do this, we're going to kill everybody. And they start cheering. And they're like, that means you, idiot. Like, that's just like, she's like, that means you assholes. But like, the funny thing is when the cameras go down and they have to do the reenactment.
Oh my God.
That's so funny.
That was, and the wigs and the
way Will Arnett comes like a game show host and everybody's like,
out, yeah.
Oh gosh. And
so funny. And it oh my God. Like, and when they have the dramatic standoff, like, is Dawn gonna kill him? Or gonna kill her? And then Gloria comes back.
Yeah, and it's funny because she goes to jail for this, but if you're on the Contenders and kill somebody, you're fine. She killed a contender who could have died anyway, but she goes to jail for it, which is hilarious.
What's even funnier is she doesn't see what she did wrong.
Yeah.
She doesn't see what she did wrong, what she did that was so wrong. And it's like, yeah, in the context of this, I'm like, you're like, I don't know what you did wrong either, but also like, man, that was your motives were kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like, oh, I'm just gonna kill her and save my husband who is dying. It was jealousy, like,
right.
Like, Doria had some issues.
When she showed like, yeah, you can have him. He's probably gay, or he's gay anyway. So
yeah, and then she comes back and is like, I can't kill her.
Well, and and then at the end, they preview Series 8, and then they have the returning champion, which is Jeff Has Lived.
Jeff has lived against all, like, he has He has tried to commit suicide
Yep.
so many times over the course of this movie and cannot get
Cannot
himself
die.
killed.
He's got cancer that's supposed to be taking his life, and he can't get killed.
Yeah.
Um,
And what's bad is we all know there are just some people that have so many near-death experiences. You're just like, how are you alive? And then they get something awful like testicular cancer, and you're just like, what the hell what did you do? And why is it happening to you, man?
yeah.
And that's how you are with Jeff. You're like, you are the world's unluckiest bastard that
Yeah.
is. Like, because now he has to deal with the fact that Dawn is dead.
Yep.
Wife killed Dawn, and
She's in prison.
he's still in the game.
And injured beyond belief, and in the hospital again. And well, yeah, and then Dawn's baby goes to her sister, but they take Dawn's baby from her only to give her back if she you know how you can get your baby back? You win the game. Like what? Jesus.
Oh, it's so fucked up. The stuff with Dawn's baby, and then it shows like this absolutely depressing moment where she's just on the hospital bed, just bawling.
Oh, and they're holding her down too. Yeah.
They're taking the baby away, and then they're like, "Oh, you can get your baby back." And I'm like, "You all are just horrible." Because, like,
so this wasn't what we saw. It wasn't the original ending to the movie. They changed it for the better, I think. In the original,
I was reading about the original ending because I had to go research.
Yeah, so the original ending, they're in the theater that doesn't do a reenactment. Will Arnett comes in the theater, and they don't want to kill each other, and they let them go, and they go outside, and there's a lot of people standing out waiting, and it's kind of unnerving a bit. And then they go to get in their car, and the people attack them and just pulverize, beat the crap out of them, and then it does stuff with Dawn's sister and stuff, and then it's still at the end it reveals that Jeff's alive from that beating, but it killed Dawn because the people who were angry viewers took it in their hands that they wanted bloodshed. And it's supposed to, I get the connotations of what he's trying to say with that, but the one they gave us was far more entertaining. That reenactment's fucking hilarious.
God, because it gives you peak television reenactment.
Yeah. Yeah.
It feels like television like it's giving like peak investigation discovery Deadly Women type reenactments, and I'm like, you know what, this is my bread and butter. Like the drama, the melodrama, just it's one of those movies where you're like, everyone should be talking about this.
Yeah, it was talked about a little bit into that, but we didn't have like internet and social media like it was back then. But this movie, yeah, I can't see a qualm or a problem with it that people were like, oh, I can't watch it today or whatever, because it's perfectly prescient and like great performances by these actors, and it still holds up with the idea of the awfulness of reality TV and what it puts on America. Because the funniest thing is nobody wants to be on this show, The Contenders. They all give them the gun. They're like, oh, hell no. God damn, go away.
Yeah. Like they're coming and just passing out guns. Like,
yeah, there you go. Congrats, you're on The Contenders. Oh, no.
And then you have poor Dawn, who's literally so close to getting out of it. Oh, my gosh. Honestly, he should try to make that's the television show. I think he should revisit this. I think that.
I mean, like, he's become he's done like good. He's doing like done Game of Thrones. He's done House of Cards. Like Prestige. Yeah, Prestige TV is where he went after this directing.
Yeah, he did like The Newsroom, and he did, like just a ton of television.
And this is his only film, I believe.
I think he should revisit it. I think it's worth revisiting, and I think that honestly, like, because here's the thing, I'm not against like reimaginings and like remakes and stuff, especially if it's gonna bring people to watch the source material.
Right. And here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'll always bring up Aaron Newirth has the best quote on that. I'm not against remakes. I'm against bad movies.
That's me. That's me. I'm not against
Because
remakes.
we all like John Carpenter's The Thing.
Mm-hmm.
We
Oh yeah.
all talk about The Fly. We
Yeah.
all talk about The Body Snatchers with Donald Sutherland.
Hell yeah. I was just about to say that. I was like, Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah.
And they're all
So,
remakes.
The Blob with Shawnee Smith. Those are awesome. There are good remakes. There's good reimaginings. There's good legacy sequels. Like, it's fine, just as long as there's passion and it feels like a pulse behind it, and it's not like not that anyone working on any film isn't putting in work, but when there's a vision involved and a reason, it feels like a reason to be making it,
Like,
or a new idea put on the old thing that gives it its own identity. Yeah.
exactly. And I think that this is something that he could really, really have
Mm-hmm.
a lot of fun with in light of where reality television's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't even have to be like a rehashing of this per se. Like, what if we're on series 25 at this point?
Right. Yeah. Series 25. You make series 5. You can make the first one with her, and the deny, like, doubting her pregnancy or not telling her she's pregnant so she can keep doing the show. You could do some sort of drama like that.
So there's so much you could do with it, and it would all be just brilliantly funny and in line with
Mm-hmm.
reality television. Like, I was like, there's so much you could do with this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, damn, I would love to see. I would love to see it, and I would also love to see this get like a nice Blu-ray release.
Yeah.
Like,
It has a pretty solid DVD. It's got a commentary. It's got deleted scenes. It's got the Sundance thing I talked about, and he talks, he commentaries over the Sundance thing, and it's got a lot of trailers and TV spots on it. So
now I'm gonna have to find the DVD for this, aren't
yeah.
I? Because I'm one of those people.
Yep.
Because I'm like, hell yeah. I was like, I'm gonna have to find a fucking DVD for this, aren't I? Because
Yeah. I don't foresee a Blu-ray from it, because I bet its rights are kind of in this weird.
I hate, like, in a
spot.
weird limbo thing.
Mhm.
I hate when that happens, because I'm like, that is very well deserving of like a really nice boutique release with lots of updated extras and interviews and commentaries and stuff.
So
was like,
it's out of print, but you can buy it used for pretty solid price.
okay, because that's the thing. I'm like, I think I love physical media.
Mm-hmm.
I actually recently bought a regionless Blu-ray player so I could import things.
Welcome to the club, and your wallet now hates you.
Yeah, and like I now own, like, there's a really pretty like region B release, I think from 88 Films, of The Whip in the Body that I just,
Oh yeah. I don't have that one yet, but yeah, I want that one.
it's so nice. It's so nice. It came the other day. So now I have two copies of The Whip in the Body now. I have the Kino one and this nice edition, and it comes with like a booklet of essays and like stills and stuff, and I'm like, oh, you're gorgeous.
Gotcha. 4K though, if you go 4K, those are region free. That's part of the whole thing with the 4K, was to just go region free, no locks.
I don't.
So when you get to 4K, yeah, no problems. But the 4K players are still, when it comes to Blu-rays, they're still locked. So if you get a 4K from like the UK, that's a horrible rhyme. So if you get a 4K from the United Kingdom and there's the bonus features are on the Blu-ray, that Blu-ray is still locked. So it's kind of dumb, but still
that sucks amazingly.
Yeah. But you've got the region free one, so there you go.
Like I was like, okay, I'm doing this. I'm in the importing things era.
There you go. It's never been a diabolic DVD as your friend if you ever shop on that place.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. I love too many like obscure and foreign stuff to just not.
Well, are you on Canopy, the streaming service?
No, here's the thing, like through our university library and our freaking public library here, we don't have
Oh,
Canopy.
because you have to have the library card. Because that is the treasure trove of everything you're looking for.
And I know. I've been trying to figure it out, and like I'm upset. I'm distressed.
It has come in handy for my Out Now with Aaron and Abe research for the horror movie. Like, because I'm actually might be in danger of using all 10 rentals that you get for free that you get each month on that. But
Because I love just like weird foreign horror and just obscure horror that nobody talks about. I went down a rabbit hole with all kinds of Italian horror, Gothic horror.
Oh, they have Baba and everything on there. Yeah.
Oh my God, I love Baba. I love Baba, and I'm in debt. Like, I joke, I'm in debt now because of Italian Gothic horror.
That's where I first went when I got region free. I was getting the Arrow Blu-rays of Mario Bava.
Oh yeah, because there's like Blood and Black Lace, just so good.
Kill Baby Kill. It's one I like quite a bit. Oh, that was so good.
I have Kill Baby. I just went and like every time Kino Lorber has a sale, I'm just.
Oh yeah. One I like that a lot. I like the Rabid Dogs is a really cool one. Have you seen that one?
Not seen that one.
Okay, that's a cool one. I like
I'm gonna
that
have
one.
because I still have some that I've not seen yet, and like I'm really excited to kind of, fix my gaps and everything together, and like get.
But anyway, Series 7. But we went on that little tangent. Such a good way. I just remembered. Funny thing is when they go away and they run off, Jeff and her, and they're like trying to they were seen, and they show security cam footage of them, and there's like they were at the gas station and he was pumping gas, like the people eyewitness.
Yeah, and they're like, and they got this and the exact number of things.
Yep.
That sent me the exact number, like
Yeah.
12 jars of baby food and 2. And I'm like, you count it?
You count it. Yeah, someone did inventory and wants it known publicly. But yeah, I love this movie a lot. Like, I have returned to it over the years. I think about it a lot. Ever since I saw it back in 2001, which had been my freshman year of college. I was still at home, but like I just told you guys see this movie. Oh my gosh. And then when I think I didn't buy the DVD till I worked at Circuit City in college, and I saw it there. I was like, I'm picking this up. And like it's just a movie nobody knows about. Like all the time I've known it, nobody knows about it. Roger Ebert knew about it, and he said that it's not that he liked the movie and said it's not the idea that people will kill each other for entertainment that makes Series 7 jolting. What the movie correctly perceives is that somewhere along the line we've lost all sense of shame in our society.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and this is coming from 2001. So
it was the Oracle. It's the Cassandra of.
Yes. Oh gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the Cassandra of satirical film.
All right. Well, that was it. I love this movie. I love hearing about Bystanders, and I love having you on here. So thank you so much, Jamie, for coming back on the show.
I love being on here. It's always a good time. It's always joyful, and we're always talking about something that a lot of people have not heard about. But we're gonna make them hear about it, and then some.
I wonder if the average budget of things we talk about is over or under $5 million. Probably under.
It's $3. It's $3.
Because Absentia probably cost $20. This movie was probably $15 back in '99.
Yep.
Sound of My Voice was like $3. Let's Scare Jessica to Death probably people got paid in food. What else did we talk? There's one more. House of the Devil. That didn't cost anything.
Yeah, no. Dee Wallace just showed up. She just shows up in horror movies.
Yep.
She's there.
She's there.
Camera.
all the money was spent on blasting Barbie director Greta Gerwig in the face in that movie. So there we go. So Jamie, in the meantime, here, where can people keep up with you and keep up with Bystanders?
Okay, you can find me. I have a website. I actually spent like the past 2 days overhauling that basket. It is jamiealvey.com. Simple, so you can find me. I'm on Twitter and you can find me there. I'm usually tweeting about something silly or something weird, like, you know, about thinking about whipping the body way too much. I love
it's a good one to think about, though. It's a good one.
Yeah, I love Christopher Lee, and like I just, that's such an interesting film thematically. Talking about gothic horror, you can also find me on Instagram, Jamie Alvey, all that stuff. You can look at pictures of my dogs. I have, as you know, I have so many dogs. My dogs have their own Instagram. Like
Papa John.
I'm all over the place. But yeah, jamiealvey.com, at Jamie A. Wrights on Twitter, and Jamie Alvey on Instagram. And I will post Bystanders updates when I get them, and I will share all that with you. I'm really excited to show all like the behind the scenes photos I have of me covered in blood.
All right.
Like Callie, and they're just, everybody is just so, like, I have just some of the cutest pictures of everybody, and like taking pictures of Mary Beth McAndrews and moths. We had so many moths. We have so many like magical moth pictures of people.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the one cool thing about filming at night and like all the lights being around. There's so many moths. And
yeah.
We have so many magical moth pictures, and it was like living in a fantasy like Guillermo del Toro realm there with all the moths. And that's the only way I can describe it. So yeah,
Gotcha.
I will share as much and everything as I can as soon as possible. And I am so excited to share all of it with you.
Excellent. Awesome. Okay. Well, I'm on X and Instagram at Brandon4KUHD. See, I didn't get to do the X thing because I recorded all my summer episodes before it became X.
Okay.
So all summer here it was Twitter. So now I'm just newly recording and getting used to calling it X, because that's a dumb name.
So it's so fun to make fun of, though. I make fun of, like X.
So my written work is at whysoblu.com, and always remember to check out my YouTube channel for 4K Blu-ray material as well. And of course, always look at popcon.us for everything PopCon with the podcast stage and the podcast awards that go on that I run now. So that's pretty cool. And next time we have the debut of Nicholas Rohrman from the So Far So Good podcast as he makes his first appearance on the show. So till then, stay film positive.
Thank you for listening. The Brandon Peters Show is a Creative Zombie Studios production. Produced by Brad Shoemaker and Brandon Peters. Written and edited by Brandon Peters. Announcer vocals by Jessica Alsman. Theme song by Metavari. Web design and show art by Brad Shoemaker with Brandon Peters. All music and clips featured in the episode are property of their respective studios, and no infringement is intended. Additional information on this and other episodes at BrandonPetersShow.com. For any inquiries, press opportunities, or sponsorship, contact mail at BrandonPetersShow.com. The show is available on Apple Music, Spotify, or anywhere podcasts are found.